Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Practice Graduate Success Show. And I want to say good morning to everybody who's here so far that I see so far. Chris, thank you for being here. Tara, Craig, um, Terry, Joni, thank you so much for coming here today, guys. Today we have Jackson Kelly. He's not here right at this minute, but he's on the way in. I know that he is. So really pretty cool. So I want to just have an opportunity, take this opportunity while he's not here, for me to just talk about. Were you here? Was anybody here yesterday? I know a lot of you people were with Priscilla McMillan. God, she was awesome. She was so cool. Halfway through this, or maybe three quarters of the way through the show, I lost power. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I kind of like went out and I thought that maybe she dropped out. And then all of a sudden, I seen that everything was gone. I didn't know if it was still broadcasting or not, but apparently it was. I guess I just went into like a safe mode, but she was continuing to go. But it was a great show. She is so passionate. It's so cool to surround yourself with people like that who are raising you up to a higher level. Just like the day before that, when we had Terry Miller and her friend Roseanne. That was so cool, and just everybody's on this higher level of consciousness of yes. And just right now, I just came off the fresh call with Dr. Doug Fireball, and he's talking about yes. Are you a yes person? Or are you a no person? A successful person is one who says yes. They believe it, no matter what it is that you're doing. If you believe it's going to happen, you will find a way to make it happen. You will just find a way to make it happen. A no person looks for reasons why they want to stop, or they somebody says tells no, and they focus on the negatives all the time. A yes person is going to say, I don't care. I am committed. Whatever that you committed to doing, if you committed to doing it and you say yes to your life and you keep that as your core, if that becomes in your core a yes in your core, that doesn't mean you have to say yes to everything. There's certain times you have to need to say no to distractions and things like that. But if you believe in what you're doing, if you believe in improving your life, growing your business, the people around you to become growing as a leader, then you are a yes person at your core. And if you weren't one before, you can become one. You can learn how to do it. It's so cool when you surround yourself with people like Priscilla McMillan, like Terry Miller, and Chris Shells, people who are here right now, Craig Kassler. I mean, Craig was on a show just last week. His story was one of the most impressive stories that I've ever heard, of somebody that coming from a place of just of being persistent and of struggle, and then just no matter what. And when you have that mentality, you cannot lose. It's impossible to lose when you go through the troubles that some of these people have, and then you continue to keep moving forward. It's like being the proverbial cockroach, or a Twinkie. Can you kill a Twinkie? I mean, I see you can step on it, but I think they probably last like about 1,000 years or something like that. But it's so important to become a yes person. And I love the simplicity of the life can be. Life can be really simple if you want it to be. If you focus on the things you can do and don't look at the things that you can't do. It's that simple. Now I'm going to go just for a second. I'm going to go and check and see if Jackson is messaging me here on Facebook, because he might be. Let me see. No, I don't see him in there yet, but I'll keep looking just and see. He did message me, and he said that he was coming. He was on the way in here, so I'm sure that he will. But anyways, it's so important. There he is, right there. He just popped in. Christy there to welcome Christy, and J-Man. I just see there he is right there. There he is. He's wiping it. He's getting the sand out of his eyes. J-Man, welcome.
Hey, Bobby, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing? I got that little message from you last night, and I was a little concerned.
It was a rough night, man. It was a rough night. Hey, everybody.
Do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was crazy. I'm, as I don't know, most people probably know, I'm doing a lot of bed rest because of my leg, and it looks like I've got a sprang on my ankle. I've got torn muscles in my calf, and maybe some torn ligaments in my knee. So it's all the way down. It's like the bucket was this big. So when it hit, it's healing in different levels. I've got healing in my knee that's uh, very very slow, and then I've got other areas that are healing faster. So some need heat, some need ice, it's just a real, it's been quite a deal. But anyway, so I was asleep, and there's Bob drinking his greens. Good boy.
Blues. This is actually blue. This
The blues.
green and red together.
I like that. I like that. I'm doing Starbucks coffee and Starbucks coffee together. So anyways, so I I was in the military, and as some might know, and I was also I worked in intelligence in the military, and we did some tactical things, different kinds of things when you're trained tactically in a military such as the Marine Corps. You're training for government jobs afterwards, or you're training for CIA or something of that nature, and so you experience a lot of these things. And I'm asleep, and I'm having this dream, and my dream is that we've got to take this tactical situation, and I'm walking up and I'm saying, "What's going on? Why are you people here?" And then I woke up, and I'm like, what is Christy listening to? What kind of training is this? This can't be motivating. It's like, and I'm like, what? And so I don't know what the hell's going on. It's 2 in the morning though. It's 2 in the morning. And so I look out, and out front is like, there's like 20 cop cars out front. So naturally, I grab my Rambo gear and I'm ready to go outside because they finally found me, right? And Christy's like, no, it's for the people across the street. But so anyways, directly across the street, is all these cop cars. And there's this guy, he's a little Spanish guy about yay tall. And he's like, you need to come out of the house. If you come out of the house, we're not going to hurt you. We know you're in the house, so you need to come out of the house. La, 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 la. And he was doing that, Bob, like every 15 minutes. This went on till about 4:30 a.m. And then finally, they busted through the door. They blew out the front window. They threw in grenades. The place is, yes, this is all. And Christy and I stayed up for the whole show. We popped some popcorn. It's horrible. These are our neighbors, right? And we got the picture window open. We turned out the lights. Dublin's up on the thing, and she's watching. And we're eating popcorn. And then I look over, and
were you really eating popcorn?
Yes, I swear to God, eating popcorn because you can't get better. And I'm in the back going, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
That's so funny. Oh my God.
It was Actually, it's terrible because it was happening in front of our house. And I mean, literally, yeah, we had front row seats, Terry. That's right. So literally, we're sitting there, and we took the furniture and kind of concaved it around the bay window in the front, and I opened up the curtains. We're sitting there in black of night, and literally, I mean, seriously, if I took this phone and I went just like this, I could have hit the cops. That's how close they were.
Did you
take
like videos? Did you take any videos?
I took some pictures, but with the popcorn and the excitement,
I would have been up there videoing that puppy.
Well, I didn't want to get shot too, because
that's
it
true.
seemed, and I don't know what happened. They were saying they were servicing a warrant, but I got to bed at 5. There's Christy. So she's alive and up. Yeah, she's here. But I mean, it was that bad. I mean, I didn't,
wow.
I woke up and my alarm finally went off. And it said 9 a.m. And I thought, oh my gosh, set off. So I didn't get the 3 a.m. call. And if I did, I have no idea. So I'm probably in big trouble, Bob.
It was a good call this morning. It was an amazing call.
I was there. I just wasn't there for the forward. I got exactly 9 o'clock. Doug said, okay, let's let her rip. And I was like, from now on, I'm here at 9:01, baby. This works perfect for me. yeah, so I got up and started getting ready here because that's what happened, guys. And so you didn't expect that to happen this Friday morning, but yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do? And so there sits the house across the street. The door is plowed in and the windows blown open. I'm thinking we need to move.
Well, actually, what's the odds of that happening again, though?
That's right. From now on, it's a pretty good neighborhood.
Probably pretty slim, you know.
Yeah, you don't get that every day.
No,
I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Thus, the popcorn in the bay window. You know, it's like
exactly.
I was like, you can't get any better than this. I mean, seriously, there were like four cops all in, and I told Christy, I said, we were listening to it, and she said, well, maybe they're going to go. And I said, no, they're not going to go. I said, everything's going to change here in a minute. I said, they're going to go tactical. Well, what's that mean? I said, well, when you see guys come in with helmets and they look like they're Marines, that's tactical.
Right.
And
did they have a helicopter? Was there a helicopter up there?
Yeah. Yeah. They had a helicopter up in the air. They had, I mean, it was crazy. It was just crazy. So yeah. So basically we're in the best neighborhood in America.
Nice.
Right. No, it could happen. It could happen any place.
Anywhere. Absolutely.
Anywhere. And when they come and they want somebody, they're going to get them. It's the way it is. So at least it sounds like a meme for processed or toxic food or products. Bad boys, bad boys. Yeah, I like that. That might be good. So did you do something different with your hair this morning, Bob?
The boys in blue, right? The boys in blue. Make sure you have your blue every morning.
Yeah, I know. I thought about going out there and handing out cards, but I thought it might be a bad timing.
I need a haircut real bad, so I just slick water on it. I need a haircut like real bad, so I just put water on it.
I do too. I just put a baseball cap on it.
Yeah, that's cool to have a baseball cap. So yeah, I just try to slick it back so it doesn't look as bad in the morning. So
beautiful, baby.
I am overdue for sure.
It looks gorgeous. I'm just thinking, how can I get mine to look like that?
Well, take your cap off and let it
go. Boom! There it is.
So who's going to be on Friday Night Live tonight?
Well, you are.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome.
You are. You know what? It's right. It's right now. I'm not going to say.
Okay. Oh no.
No, well, I mean, why does this show always have to be about what's going on in Friday Night Live? It just makes it easy, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It builds momentum.
It does. And you'd think someone would take advantage of this and not stay up eating popcorn all night, watching their neighbors get copped.
There's not a real lot you can do about something. Hey, at least they weren't coming for you though. That's the main thing.
I gave up that a long time ago. It's not fun.
I told Angel that I told her that this morning because she actually came on a little bit later on the call. I was the first one on this morning on the call, and it was only about 5 minutes too. So I actually introduced Angel when she popped on this morning.
Well, you're a good man. You're a good man because I imagine Christy was still dreaming of bad boys.
I told Angel. I said the SWAT team was over at Jackson's house last night. She goes, "Oh no."
You didn't say at my house, did you?
I said your neighbor's house.
I'm pretty sure you did.
But then again, of course, we were speculating. You know, that became the topic of conversation. Pretty much what you would do the same thing if you heard that they were out in front of my house. You'd be doing the same thing.
Okay. Well, you think you know me? That's fine. I'd have been like, Bob's been arrested. That's all I know. The SWAT took him out. And there was a bunch of cowboys out there.
Wouldn't be the first time.
They drew their guns, and Bobby said, "Hell no!" Bam, 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 bam. And that's the last we saw of it. Wait a minute, that was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, wasn't it?
Hey! I want to mention to you, all my shows are at this time in the morning, like we always have. Today, I'm having a very special show at 10 o'clock Eastern time or Pacific time. An hour and a half or an hour after this show is over, I'm having another special show with a friend of mine. His name, Mr. Kick-Ass Lifestyle.
What?
Christopher Rausch. He's coming on. So the registration link is on my Facebook wall. So an hour after this show is over, there's going to be another Practice Gratitude Success Show. If if anybody has got nothing to do and they just want to come and just check him out, but he's a awesome guy. He lives up in the LA area, and he's a speaker, motivator, and he wears a bandana, and he talks about living a kick-ass lifestyle. It's all about like raising your level of awareness to becoming a better person. I love people like that. I mean, people like the ones that are here. Len, Terry, Craig, everybody that's here, we're all raising our level a little bit. We're all on that. The arrows are pointing up, and I love to surround myself with people who have arrows pointing up. It just makes it so much more fun in life when you hang around with people who are optimists, people who say yes to life.
Amen. So true.
I hear people all the time. They'll say, "Well, yeah, the negativity that's on Facebook and stuff." And so I don't even. I swear to God, I know what you're talking about because I used to see that. I don't see that anymore. Those people are not in my news feed. They don't even come in my space anymore. I had a guy yesterday. He posted something negative, and I said, why'd you do that? And then he said, well, if you would go to my wall, and then you would understand my frustration, and you'll see the reason why I'm so pissed off. And I says, dude, I'm sorry you're going through something, but I am not about to go to your Facebook wall and get into your vortex of negativity. The last thing I need to do is get stuck into a vortex of negativity. I'm not going there. I am not, I'm sympathetic. I'm sympathetic with your cause. I wish you weren't going through that, but I am not going to go there and start getting sucked down into an upside down volcano or tornado.
Yeah, I love it. A vortex of negativity.
Yep, a VON. I'd much rather be in a VOL, vortex of love. Or
woo! Look at this. You got this all down and stuff.
I was thinking as I was walking towards Andy yesterday. I was thinking of these terms: the vortex of negativity, the vortex of love, vortex of momentum, vortex of creativity. It's all about what we create in life. It's all about what we are focusing on, what we're looking at, what we want to have.
Well, it is
easy. It's so easy to have that. It's so easy.
It is. I mean, it truly is. I mean, well, it's not. Look, you can you can throw your sails up. I don't know if anybody is a sailor here, but if you throw your sails up in the wrong wind, it'll just rip the mast right off the top of the sailboat, and you'll be done. You'll be over with. So wind alone and noise alone is not enough to navigate. You have to, you've got to know what the heck you're doing.
Right.
And it's the same thing with online, like with Terry and the Angels and everything. And then we've got Priscilla the next day and stuff on your show and stuff. And people, they say different things, and they talk about different things, but we're all talking about the same thing.
Exactly.
We're all talking about uplifting. We're all talking about going in the right direction. And some could say, well, I don't agree with that way, or that way doesn't jive with. That's fine. But I'll tell you what, that way jives a lot more than the vortex of negativity, right?
Exactly. And it really is. It's tapping into the creator. I mean, for me, the creator is God. I mean, that for me, that's what that is. I believe, that's just my own personal beliefs, that God created the universe. People talk about the universe, and that's cool. And it doesn't really matter. To me, it doesn't really matter as long as you're into that space of there's something bigger than us. That's up
right.
there.
There's something better.
Something bigger and something better, and we can tap into that. It's easy for us to go there, or we can be sucked into the vortex of negativity. It's a choice. It's right. Your choice, whatever you want.
And guys, listen, you're on Facebook and stuff. Don't you ever feel guilty about using your block button. Don't ever, because you don't need that crap in your life.
I don't, because I don't even see that. I don't see that stuff.
Well, I don't either, because I got 140. I have more people blocked than I have friends. But well, you know what? I did not come here for that crap. I just didn't. I mean, as a matter of fact, Christy made my Facebook page. I was totally adverse to this whole thing. But bless her heart, she said, you need a Facebook page, and she made me one. But this, there's people here that, and there's a lot of them. If you go on like forums on like news stations or whatever, people want to be heard, and they're really hurting. And what you hear in the rhetoric just like this guy was telling you, Bob. He's like, hey, well, you go to my page, you'll see what my problem is, right? And you're like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
I know what your problem is. And he doesn't realize that you know what his problem is. He thinks
I've known this guy's problem for the last 8 years. I've known what his problem is.
yeah, and he thinks it's probably personal, and it's not. A lot of people get in that same thing. You can get whatever you want, just like everybody says, and everybody's been talking this whole week on your show, which I love, is what you speak into your life, what you ask into your life is going to come into your life. If you meditate on those negative things, a smart person finds out early on you can't fight every battle. I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted to be a police officer because I believed in justice, and I thought I could single-handedly do it. I mean, every movie I watched seemed to validate that. Just needed
bad boys.
Yeah, you need a cape and maybe a cap, and justice was on the way. But you know what? It as we learn, as we accept or not accept these things to our life, it doesn't make us good or bad. It makes us smart. Because if we sit out here and we open our arms to negativity, it will come, it will flow. And the same thing, if we surround ourselves, like you said, with positivity and we keep our mind stuff there, then it'll grow. And what are we talking about doing? All of us are looking to grow and help people with servant hearts and servant minds. And so it's beautiful, because if you look at the negative, you go, wow, that's almost like wildfire, right? I mean, you touch a match to negativity and it'll come, and it doesn't care where it burns. But so is positivity. When you're positive, it does the same thing. The difference is negativity burns in the minds of the uncreative. Positivity burns in the minds of the creative. When you're trying to create, when you're trying to do something right, when you're trying to help, when you're out of servant heart, then it only burns from one person to the next with positivity, because someone's got to pick up that mantle. Like if you weren't here, Bob, someone's got to pick up that mantle. If Terry hadn't been here earlier on, someone has to pick up that mantle. And so it burns in the hearts of people. And then that's the beautiful thing is what we get, the fruit of that is being surrounded by beautiful people who understand. And what a life, right?
It's a choice. It's a choice we have every single day. And the negativity, I always look at it like a garden. You don't have to do anything for the weeds to come in the garden. They're going to come. They're just going to come. But the positivity is going to come. Things are going to grow too. If you didn't really do much, and you had a fruit tree out there, the fruit tree is still going to grow. It's still, you can make it better. You can prune it and water it, fertilize it, do things like that to make it better. But it's still going to grow. But the weeds are going to grow too. So it's up to us which ones we want to culture. We want to pull the weeds out. We want to water the good fruit. So it's a choice. But they're both good. They're both there. Which one do you want to feed? It's like the two wolves in us. The old Indian tale about these two wolves that are in us. Which one is? They're both hungry. They're both real angry and hungry, and they're fighting. Which one is going to win? The one that you feed is the one that's going to win. So it's a choice.
I love that. Yeah, I like what Lisa says. She says, "Wind blows out a candle as well as spreading a fire."
Yeah, and you can light another person's candle, and if you light another person's candle from your candle, it doesn't diminish your candle one bit, does it?
No, it doesn't. And that's really kind of what I was trying to get at. If we all sit around, you can sit around and find out 100,000 ways to bitch and be upset. You can. I can do it. Let's get some paper and we'll all start a bitching thon right here.
Let's not go.
Yeah, and we'll be here till tomorrow morning. Okay. And we'll never ever scratch the surface of discontent. And that's why we have to change our minds. And we have to purposefully set our thoughts on higher things and move forward with higher goals. And then they go, well, what makes one person successful and the other one not successful. The one that takes and puts those higher purposes and those higher goals and moves forward. Because no, it's not easy, but it's a hell of a lot easier than living in constant turmoil and then at 3 a.m. having someone bust in your window of your door and it's the SWAT team.
Exactly. Yes. Some people are just comfortably miserable. They're comfortably like to live in that space. That's where they are. They're comfortably miserable. Hey,
And they don't even know, Bob. A lot of them don't even know, and that's the thing. You know, I mean, seriously, there was a time when you changed your mind. There was a time when Bob Miller was a different human being than he is today, and the person that you are right now, you probably would have just threw a beer in your face and just said, "Get out of my way" on your way out of the tavern. You know, I mean, I'm not necessarily in the tavern, but you know what I mean? It's someone, well, hey, you need to think good thoughts, Bob. And they came up to you and when you were doing your thing and you had this rolling and that rolling and this on this phone and that on that phone right before, you know, everything lights went out, you were a different person. And that's what, when we really serve in this community, is when we're speaking these things to people that are just like you and me. And then they can see that hopefully sooner than later. And because if we choose to live a life full of gratitude, a life full of love, it's just a much, much better life. And so it's worthy. And I love what you do, brother.
Thank you. And, you know, and Jack, thank you so much, Jackson. It really is. And I mean, gratitude, practicing gratitude for me, it's just so, it's like, it's almost like cheating. It's almost like, because it's too easy. It's just too, it's like that. It's like, if you just go there, if you're thinking about who you're grateful for, you can't not think about something that's bad. It's impossible. You can't go there. It's just, you just can't do it. Like if this thing is full of reds and greens, and then I try to put something else in, it won't fit if it was full. If your mind is full, if your heart is full of gratitude, nothing else can come in. It's impossible. Hey, I want to take a minute here, Jackson, to talk about some of the people that are coming up next week on the show.
Yeah, please. I'm excited.
Now Monday, there's somebody that you know that's coming on, or somebody that's that's kind of close to you. I think this person was actually watching the same movie with you last night, enjoying popcorn.
Oh, are you talking about my fellow road warrior?
Christy Kelly is going to be here Monday.
Woo!
Going to be here. Not Jay, man. Not in the background. It's going to be Christy Kelly is going to be here live. On the,
yeah, well, she's just going to be sitting on my lap here in the chair.
It's up to her. If she wants to bring you in, that's fine. It's her show. She can do whatever she wants to do.
I'm sleeping in. Forget that noise.
And then Tuesday is a fellow that I've known for several years. He's a monk. And this guy's name is Vincent Cole. I've known him for several years. Vincent is, I'm super excited. He's an author. He's very profound. He's always talking about God and love. And he puts these really profound memes out there and stuff like that. So I just kind of like reconnected with him because he's been around, but I just kind of like lost track of him. So I just connected with him recently. And I said, Vincent, you got to come on the show because you're awesome. Yeah, he's got just an amazingly cool life. So you got to check him out, Vincent Cole.
Well, that's no fair. You're bringing on like a straight up monk.
He's a monk. The guy is.
How can you compete with that? Thank God you didn't bring him on yesterday. I mean, it's hard enough with Priscilla on.
I know it's hard. It's hard to top Priscilla. And then Wednesday, I've got a lady. She's got one of the coolest blogs out there. It's a brain. I don't even know what the name, but it's something about the brain. Debbie Hampton. Debbie Hampton is just. She's got like 100,000 followers. She's just totally cool. She puts all these big blogs out there about brain potential and things like that. So it's just amazing. Now Len also is going to have he's got his show on tomorrow. He's having his Dream Vision show. It comes on 8:30 in the morning Pacific time. So Len, what is a link that people can find to find that?
Probably on his page. You know, what is Len thinking doing that on Saturday morning?
I don't know what Len is thinking about.
Maybe he needs to speak to some of the advisors that told us that Friday Night Live would never work.
He just figured he wanted to make at least he didn't want us to have a day where there wasn't a webinar. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, Saturday was the day. I want to wake up and see Len. But you know, I'm in a frothing hangover by that time, and who can get up on a Saturday? You know. I'm still trying to take my Alka-Seltzer.
I know. Thanks, Len. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thanks, Lynn.
But anyway, so
buddy.
go to Len's page and he'll share what that is. It's his webinars at 8:30 tomorrow. It's Dream with Len. So
Yeah,
and then of course Thursday I've got Priscilla McMillan.
I'm going to go to his page and I'm going to be like, I am dreaming, but not with Lynn, but during Lynn.
Right.
I'll be
Okay.
dreaming.
LenMooney.com/dream. And then coming up before we leave, because we're out of time here. Next week again on Monday, Terry Miller is going to come back. And then Daniel Wininger is going to be here on the 22nd, right after Terry. Daniel Wininger is going to be on here. We know Daniel Wininger is the
man. If you guys haven't seen Daniel Wininger, make sure you're here at that show.
Right after Daniel Wininger, we have Rick Johnson. Then of course Priscilla and Jamie. So this is just an amazing lineup of people. There are just so many cool, awesome people that are coming in here. So that's great. So Jackson, do you want to close it up here because we are out of time? It's 9:01 my time.
Yeah. You never have problems with everybody else when it's time to go. You just run off to 10:30. Jackson, good old Jax is on here. It's like, hey, it's 9:59.9. Get this clown out of here. Hey guys, I want to tell you this. I love what's going on. I love what's going on with our community. I love that we have things, not only things to offer people that are physical and tangible. You know, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you real quick something, past the hour. You know, when you're in something that somebody calls you and they say, hey, I just found out my friend's dying of cancer. And you actually have something to give to them, that's a really good feeling. When you don't, I guess you don't hear those things. But when you really put your hands out and you really want to serve and you really have good tools to serve with, you're going to encounter these kinds of things. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing when you have something, when you have hope, when you have something to encourage somebody with. And we have that in this community with this alignment. And, Lynn just said it, say a prayer for Craig's friend in the hospital with terminal cancer. We're claiming in Jesus' name that this is not going to be so. And she's got liver cancer, and we'll hear more about it a little bit later. I'm gonna be speaking to some individuals at Asante, and we'll see if we can't get enough stuff sent to this person that is a good friend of Craig's wife and his, Renee, to where she can start this. And Craig asked me a funny question yesterday. He said, J-Man, he said, when is too late? Too late. And I said, Craig, we don't know that. That's the one thing we don't get to know. So just move forward. So everybody keep Renee in your prayers, and just and know that we're connected in the community. We help people. We're going to see things that are sad. We also are going to see things that are incredible, because when you put yourself there, just like we were talking about putting ourselves in gratitude, Bob, when you put yourself available, when your hands are extended as to be God's hands extended to a hurting and lost world in whatever it is, great things are going to happen through you. So we are poised in a community that we're going to see a lot of joy and a lot of tears. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the long haul, because this is where I'm supposed to be. And I thank you, Bob, for what you do every single day. I know putting on a little deal every morning is not easy. It's certainly not easy, even once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Thank you for what you do. We do, everybody here. If you appreciate you some Bob Miller, why don't you light up that chat with some B's? Because you can't mistake a B from a J.
Or come back in an hour and watch some C's. Watch Christopher.
I can't believe this. You're doing back-to-back shows now. You're out of control, Bob.
This is the only time you can do it. I've only done a couple of these special shows. This is not something that I want to do, because it takes a lot, like you said, it takes a lot of effort to do this. Because I am also blogging now after each show.
I know, it's too much. I'm actually going to divorce. I'm sending you divorce papers. So if someone knocks on your door, you'll know what's up. If it's
or it might be the SWAT team, huh?
It might be the SWAT team. I don't know. I get them mixed up. I'll be there, Bobby. Make sure you put it on my page as well. And I can't wait to see Rick and Lynn and Terry and everybody next week. And so we'll come back. We'll come back to Bob's, but we're all going out to gonna have some ranchovos and some huevos and some salvesa before we come back. So your whole audience is going to be ripped on blues and greens.
I'll make my smoothie. It'll be my third dose of blues this morning. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks, Christy. You're amazing. We'll see you Monday, Christy. Gosh darn, I can't wait for Christy. It's going to be so cool.
I know. I can't wait to watch the replay because I'm sleeping in.
All right,
I love you guys.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.